for joining us for another episode of Vine Panther Presents. We're at the beginning of the end when it comes to Stranger Things. So we're discussing season 5, volume 2. 3 episodes coming felt like movies. But what does this mean for Wednesday? How are we setting the final scene? We're going to discuss that. Big reveals about Henry and the whole game plan going into New Year's. And what does it mean for the characters? What spinoffs are they preparing? That sort of thing. Backstories they kind of got into or just made up. We're gonna get to all that. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video and comment on the video, share the video. Anyway, let's get to the intro and get to the team.
Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is gonna be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Alrighty, yes. There was a lot of internet comments about part 2, volume 2 to season 5. Expectations, were they met, were they not met? We're gonna do this by character. I would like, and there's a reason why Will and Holly are on the thumbnail for me. I felt they had the biggest reveals into the as far as character wise, and I'll see Karen and other people had higher mention. And I want to start with Will. Particularly, I thought it was awesome. We saw Will beat Henry. He went to his mind. He held him. He broke his leg almost physically, as you saw him later, helping Max and Holly kind of get away. And that was very significant for me. And be like, what? And that should have fed into the plan. Because the only person to take him down is 11 back in the day before he became what he is now. So I felt like he should have been number 2 on the plan sheet of how we take down Vecna in the end. And that sort of thing, I thought. And then we understood his significance throughout the series, that he was the source of all of Vecna's, infiltration of the real world and that sort of thing, which I thought was another big reveal. That sort of thing. But anyway, we will go to Chris. Welcome back to a review, sir.
Yes,
what are your thoughts of Will? Where were you coming in? What'd you leave with?
Oh, positive stuff, right? Okay, so
yeah,
positive. Yeah, the big positive was him being in the control of Vecna. I thought that was big. That kind of reminded me of Dick Hallorann getting into the mind of Pennywise, essentially. You know what I mean? In Welcome to Derry. But no, I thought that was awesome. Him like kind of like looking at Max, and well, I guess he didn't really, looking at Max and Holly, and basically saying like, yeah, he's like, yo, Max,
run.
You hear me, run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it'll be funny. I just thought it would be funny in my head. I was thinking like, it'd been funny if the voice changed to like Kate Bush or something, like run, like Max, just run. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry. All right, that was too much. But no, I thought that was cool. I like that he was able to do a little bit more in this as well. I mean, obviously, I guess that was the volume 1. It kind of crescendoed up to that point. So we and yeah, and like you said, I like the part that it went to him kind of somewhat being at fault in a way. You know what I mean? Him creating these tunnels. I was reminded that, like, I guess it was in season 2, like sometimes when he's asleep, like his eyes did kind of went like jumped up and down, like randomly and whatnot. And that was an awesome reveal that it was him the whole time doing that in his dream. So, yeah. And the acknowledgement. I like the acknowledgement of his weird bowl cut. You know what I mean, through Robin or whatnot. He said, yeah, I'm sorry. He said, yeah, it's out of fashion now. Sorry. Like I like that moment because everyone keeps talking about him and Lucas's hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that that was kind of brought up in a tongue-in-cheek way. You know what I mean, for 1987. Yeah. So positive stuff, right? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Positive Will. So anyway, so then let's do Jamai. Do you have positives?
I don't know. Don't look at Jamai's face. I don't know.
Yeah, do you have positives for Will?
I don't know. We might have to skip Jamai.
Chris basically hit all of them, you know, the tunnels and
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, does this mean that all the kids that are at the table now, they have the same powers that they're tapped in, and you know, is Derek going to be the savior to, you know, I don't know. What does Will's powers mean for everybody else, I guess, more or less.
Exactly. This, and again, I don't know if the writers knew that they were going to go this route, but once you get there, you got to start asking logical questions, right? Like, how did he get said powers? And we saw the part where Henry was talking to Will and was like, there's power in you, but I'm the one who put it in you, and you don't have anything that I didn't give you, which is how he was able to beat him. But it took Henry so much effort to get Will out of him, which is significant. And Will didn't have to get into any kind of sensory deprivation tank to touch him, which is when you think about 11, because this whole plan is like 11 is it, and her sister is gonna help. And I'm like, but Will over there was able to get into Vecna without any sensory deprivation tank and hold him and hurt him. And like, Will did not talk about any of this, that I physically caused him physical pain. And this impact. I was able to talk to Max. Remember, Max thought it was 11 who did that shit. And off camera, I guess, they tell her, no, it was Will. And I'm like, that's a pretty significant thing that we're not really up, you know, like bringing up to talk about. And then for him to tell his mom, Joyce, that it was positive thinking that he used to hold off Vecna and beat him. And this is also not discussed as we're coming up with a plan to take down Vecna. Seems like there's other things we need to be discussing as a group of, like, you know, let Will be the archetype of how we get up out of here, and and be like, and maybe 11, you know, like he should have been the vector. If he can get to Henry without going to a deprivation tank, then he helps 11 and helps the sister get up in there, and they work together. Like, it should have been those three doing the whole mind meld thing in the last episode, I thought, instead of just the sisters. But Will is just like put to the side right now, and I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get that with that kind of established capability and developing that. I thought that was a waste. Also, why didn't Will take down the Demogorgons when they were at the hospital, or make an effort to do so?
Where was Will at that point? Where was he with them?
He was with 11. He was with 11 and crew, and he was awake. And they were like, "Oh, they're at the hospital. We need to get there. The Demogorgons are coming." And I'm like, "Well, why doesn't Will make an effort? Just try to be like, you know, since he did it before." Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's within the city limits, right? I mean, it's all happened in Derry. I mean, not Derry. Hawk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Welcome to Derry is going to be in my mind for the next like few months, I think. But Hawkins, yeah, I you know, that's a good point. I don't know why he wouldn't have at least tried. You know what I mean? Because he even got the Demogorgons that was like chasing that truck in volume 1.
Yes.
And even they were, you know, so the only thing I can possibly maybe think of is the Demogorgon that was right next to him. He was able to control that one, and then through that Demogorgon, he was able to control the others. So maybe it was like it's kind of like having a Wi-Fi extender. Like, the extender is only good if it's only so close, and then once it's close, then you can bounce off. Maybe I mean, but they didn't explain it. You know,
no, I thought it was that he basically just woke up from a mini coma. He got his ass whooped or whatever by Vecna, and him hacking back into the system might have wiped him out real good. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna save that for later." It's like, you know, like when you make the Megazord or whatever in Power Rangers, or the Transformers all come together. It's like, yeah, we're gonna save that for the end. We're not just gonna do that in the middle.
Both
y'all,
of you.
I'm telling y'all, it's going down. Y'all get there and save Lucas and Max. And and I will recharge my powers, and be back for the finale.
Both of you bring up good points, but that should have been discussed. Like that should have been like, I tried, but I can't. They've done it with 11, even in this set. When she does too much, it's go eat, recharge, and we'll try this again. Like they acknowledge she has a power limit and it needs to be. But like with Will, that wasn't a moment in that scene, and that would help us understand how he was able to accomplish what he did with the Demogorgons far away from him. You know what I'm saying? And then what he could do in person. But I mean, you bring up a good point. Maybe he needed something close to him to activate the hive mind, even though that wasn't explained.
So I want to say they possibly did say it, and what I mean by that is one of the. I kind of keep it positive for the most part, but because that's what we're doing, positive, right?
Yeah.
But one of my, I guess, small critiques is that sometimes they explain stuff 50 million times, and one of the things they keep explaining all the time is like, we got to get her closer or get Will closer or something like that, or like so I think that was one of the things, and then one thing that Stranger Things always like to do with these characters, especially with characters like Dustin, is so I'm gonna keep rattling on and blah 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 blah, and this equals this, and then E equals MC squared, and then you're supposed to follow it. And I think they said that. I think that was said. So yeah, I think the closeness, because I know they did the closeness with 11, but it wasn't just 11. They also did it with Will too. I could have sworn that they also said something about Will needed to be close as well.
That was Lucas explaining his course of action of using the Demogorgon to activate the hive mind. If we go get the dead one and we can Frankenstein him, as his sister referred to it, then he can look into that. That was the only time they did some type of like, I can't just do it on my own. Like I need to be connected to the, to the hive mind. And this is a way to do it. Right. But they never sat down and broke down how he accomplished what he did. They just acknowledged that he kind of did it. And then they moved on. And then it wasn't until he was talking to Joyce that he was like, I used my happy memories to fight him off. And this is how I did that. And I'm like, that needs to be discussed like as a whole group, because we're all about to face this being, and we need to know what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this was not discussed. But again, I didn't think he was coming out the coma until like the finale. Because to your point, I thought like, okay, he's too OP, so they're gonna put him down, plot convenience until later. That's what I thought. So when he woke up, I was like, oh, okay, so he's gonna get back into the fight, and not really. And I'm like, so what are we doing with this? But
that was a complaint I had too, because if anything, I thought, okay, because it sounded like you just kind of did somewhat of a negative, so I'll go slightly negative as well with that too. So with Will, the powers, like we saw at the end of Volume 1, all of us was like, oh shit, this dude, you know what I mean? Like he was like freaking Jean Grey at the end, with Phoenix powers essentially. But when you're watching this one, and I guess not that I'm not necessarily, I guess maybe I should say I was a little disappointed. His powers isn't as great as you would think. And what I mean by that is, it's only great if something is close enough for him to go ping, 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 right? You know what I mean? If not, then he's just a regular being. Like, for example, if they kill Vecna, guess what? They kill Vecna and his powers are gone, essentially. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to have those powers, And then I guess my point is, what we saw with 11, I guess in my head, what I was thinking was he had powers like 11. Like 11, where 11 could just do that to anybody, to anything. And that's what I thought. I thought Will just purposely just did it to the Demogorgons. But then, and then I guess to what you were saying, for them to kind of scale back, maybe they made it seem like, no, 11's still that bitch. All right. You just getting these powers only when they're close enough, and you can only control these guys. You cannot lift the car, motherfucker. You can only lift Demogorgons and Vecna. The end. And maybe a Night Flyer. Maybe a Night Flyer,
Well, so let and then one of you said it, and it was also true, right? Like, where did the power come from? If it was the fact that he injected him in season 1 with sticking that thing in his mouth, which they kind of said, then that means all the kids should have it, right? Like they all should have it if he injected his energy into them because they're going to amplify his energy. Holly should have it. So when Holly coughed up the stuff inside her, though they did not explain it, and they should have, to be like she let go of that energy. Like if she would have somehow kept it inside her, in theory, she would have had the same power as Will, even though she probably don't know how to use it or even though it's there. But that is the source of said power. The Will didn't cough it up. Like he still has it in him. So when Vecna's like, I put it in you, that's what he means. And that it's still there. But why didn't Vecna take it out? If he can see that Will can use that against him, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you would think that he would be like, I need to take out whatever makes you a threat to me. At that point, then it's supposed to like, I'm gonna use you as a spy one more time. I was like, but I mean, clearly he can put hands on you, at some level. And you need to fix this, But like again, they established his limitations when they said he's a sorcerer, not a wizard or whatever. Like it's not, and he has to have like the hive mind has to be active to the point. They tried to be like, there's reasons he can't just do it. But if Demogorgons are there, he should be connected to the hive mind. He should have been the one to be like, they're there, and he should have been try to do something. Just try. And then we can figure out why he couldn't do it from a distance. They could explain that. All right. Okay. Now I told the crew that we're gonna focus on the pod because now we're gonna get into Will's unnecessary bullshit. Because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I got feelings. Okay, but I'll let the crew start.
He does too, David. He does too.
I was so fucking. Oh man. Okay. So all right. Jamani. Let's start with Jamani. Jamani. They stopped episode 7 to be like
public service announcement.
This was like that. You knew what was coming, right? But you still weren't prepared for how long it was gonna take. It was like this could have been a real fly-by-night quick thing. Hey, this is my biggest fear. And I just want to neutralize it by saying it out loud or something. But he has to go into, I like this, we like this, popcorn with milk duds and blah, blah. And I'm like, man, just get to
it. All right, Chris, any additional thoughts?
Yeah, it's just, my thing is, like, all right, just like I got buddies of mine, right? And my thing is this, look, usually your people know, okay? Like I went to college. I went to school with this one dude. I won't say the guy's name, but really cool. He's always like, oh yeah, there's all these girls there. And then I just remember we always just look at him like, you sure? And it wasn't until like maybe like years after we graduated, and then finally like he came out on Facebook, and I'm like, motherfucker, we knew. Like, come on, dude. Like, we knew. Like, you know what I mean? So I felt like the scene was just so. It was a little cringe for me. It was a little cringe. Like, I'm all right. Like, if it could have been like one of those things where, like, maybe it was a fly-by-night thing where it's like maybe a girl's walking by and everyone's like staring at him, and then he just said something like, "Well, I don't like girls," and then they just look and they're like, and then they're just like, okay, and then move on. You know what I mean? It ain't that deep. I know it's the 80s. I know it's not like nowadays where it's like people are just like it's not a big deal to be gay or whatever. But come on, man. Like, you guys made this in like last year and put all the it wasn't necessary. It just wasn't necessary. Make it quick. But that's the thing about Stranger Things. They always prolong some of these dialogues or whatever, where you're just like, I don't care. Nancy and Jonathan, y'all unproposing to each other. That's a long ass dialogue. I don't care. Just hurry up and break up with each other, or just die from that little cum looking thing. You know what I mean? Like just die. Like, you know what I mean? All of that stuff was just unnecessary. Max and Holly, I know y'all are cool, but hurry the fuck up. Like, just run, bitch, run. Like, y'all keep like too much dialogue. There's so much dialogue. If anything, like the only dialogue I thought was kind of worth it, in my opinion, was Steve and Dustin. I thought Steve and Dustin's dialogue was perfect. Even when they were fighting with each other, I thought it was good. It hit the right tone. It was the right length, in my opinion. And then straight up, Dustin went right to the point and said straight up, he said, I don't want another person to die. I don't want no one to die again. I don't. Perfect beat, hit the great emotional tones. That was it. The whole thing with Will, it was just too freaking long. It was like they were sitting in a AA meeting or something, and they were just gathered all the friends, and then they were all like, just want to let you know, love you. You know what I mean? Mike's reaction was kind of funny though, when Mike realized like, oh shit, like, it's me you're talking about. Mike's reaction was cool. I thought that one made me laugh, like looking at his reaction.
when he made damn near deep eye contact, when he was like, there was a guy, and I don't know, I'm just saying there was someone that that I was thinking about, but I realized it wasn't about him.
But I'm like, they were hugging him like he came out and said, I have cancer or AIDS or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Why is everybody hugging and kissing him? Like,
wait, y'all saw that he had to go to Max so he could hug Max because Max was too weak to hug him. Y'all did too much. Hold up, that was the worst way to end it. It was because it was fucking ridiculous. Like, y'all, let's start with the fact this is now the third time they've addressed the fact that Will is gay. Last year, Chris, the third time, because last
I know that car scene. I know the car scene. That was the first. So that was okay. You're saying that's the first.
Then you move on to the lesbian. Crap.
You're counting. Okay, so you're still counting
Robin. Last episode, gotcha. Robin says, I understand. I know it's like to love someone who don't love me and be you. That's the second time. And Robin is sitting there, the lesbian, while he's like, I like chicken and you like chicken, but I like pickles. I like Mike's pickle. Anyway, I'm getting weird about this. What I'm trying to say, and he don't even use the word gay. We spend this whole damn time and he don't even go, I'm gay. Stop it. He should have said what he said at the beginning of the episode. I am responsible for all of this. Mm-hmm. Vecna used me to create this whole connection to this world. He used me to do all of this. That's what he should be saying. And he could use me again. He used me to go after Max. What? And they go, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Like he did that to you. That's not your fault. That makes sense. But we don't need the whole let me show you. Like,
do we even see a scene? Like, because he said, like, he showed me things. Vecna showed me
off camera.
Like, I was going to say, I thought I missed something because I was thinking, like, I thought that would have been, if you want to put that scene in there, it would have made it stronger if you would have put that in there, right?
Yeah.
If not, you should have done what they did in It Chapter 2. I'm sorry, I keep referencing like Derry, but It Chapter 2, Pennywise on top of Paul Bunyan, and it says, beat Richie, I know your secret. You know what I mean? And then and that was it. And then you have Richie at the very end, kind of doing the heart thing at the very end or whatever. Simple. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so again, unless you reveal this is how I beat Vecna. I controlled Vecna. I beat him. He had to. That's the conversation. That strategy. But if this is only important, if this leads to Vecna figuring out that Mike needs to be the target. Mike is the love interest of 11 and Will. So if I want to take out the two people who I know can hurt me, I need to go after Mike. I need to get Mike under control, because if you mess with me, kids, I'm going to destroy Mike. And then now you got reasons, because that's what he did to Derek. If you don't listen to me, I'm going to kill your family. Right. That's what he does. Yeah. And then you go, oh, never mind. And Derek is like, you know what?
Yeah. And it made sense with Derek because we saw what Derek saw.
What we saw. And that makes sense.
That makes sense. Because at first you would be like, why would Derek turn on Holly like that on this? And then you realize, oh shit, that's right. He saw his dead parents, and of course.
Like, they could be dead for all we know. We haven't seen them again.
Yeah. And he doesn't know either. But it makes logical sense that if someone is like, oh, he's gonna take out my loved ones, I gotta do what he wants me to do. if Will was the only gay person in this series, and this was the only time that they addressed it, if it was shorter, I would have understood. If it was shorter, I would have understood. But you've got Robin sitting right there, and we spend a lot of time on her budding love romance. You know what I'm saying? So this
but
is
even when Robin came out,
I kind of
it
enjoyed
wasn't
the
even that
whole
big.
Robin Vicky conversation or whatever, because they made it funny because Vicky didn't believe any of the shit she was saying, and it made it funny.
But no, I'm saying, but as a relationship, like she was like, "Hey, you're my baby. Let's play dress up one time." Like it just naturally progressed as a relationship, and in the end, when the Demogorgons might kill them, it wasn't awkward. Like it wasn't like that. It again, if Will and Mike are there, and Vecna is about to kill Mike, and for some reason, this is where Will is like, "You my baby," it's something. Then that would be a moment, because this is really about those two. This is about those two, or his mama at the minimum. Hey, mom. Also, I hate to be like that. Anyway, AIDS. It is the 80s, y'all. So
they're not gonna put, even though they got people dying or whatnot, I don't know if they'll go that heavy. That's even more heavy than death itself.
I
understand what you're saying, but I don't even think we even seen a cancer patient in this show. I think
no. What I'm saying,
I know, but you're right. I hear what you're saying.
Right, like, but I say, if he's like, he showed me the future. Yeah. He showed me what my life is gonna be. It's like there's.
You're saying that maybe that would have been like one of his
like.
That's like that would have been a horrible backlash from a bunch of people
from the communities.
But well, yeah, because then all of a sudden people were like, well, damn, you just going to say like, okay, like even though people can realize that Vecna is a fictional character and he's a villain and showing you the worst thing, I think the outrage would turn out. I don't think that would be a huge risk. I would not take that risk. If it was HBO and if it was HBO and it wasn't, and the target demographic wasn't like 15 and up, you know what I mean? And it was straight up like 21 and up, straight up or whatever, you know what I mean? Like then maybe, you know what I mean? But not this show that I hear even teenagers talking about this show. I don't know if you want to go that route.
I would say it like this. Forrest Gump did it without doing it, as they say these days.
All right. So I'm saying take it outside of that, right? I would see it as being more like what's that show on Amazon that we did with the black people or whatever?
Black people. That horror thing.
Yeah, the blackface and all that stuff. If they did that to like a Lucas or whatever, would that be an issue or whatever? I'm like, I think it's just like, what is the worst thing we can do for this character's vulnerability?
I just excuse me. I'm not saying you show him in the hospital or nothing. I'm saying again, in Forrest Gump, they made it clear that Jenny got contracted HIV. It's like if you watched it and you knew what you were watching, you knew what they said. They didn't make it a thing, but it was still like, oh my god, like it impacted her. They make a lot of 80s references. You talk about being gay in the 80s, you are talking about HIV. You cannot, again, just to let you know that they acknowledge that it was all stupid.
They don't even have people even sleeping with each other in Stranger Things, though. Dude, matter of fact, in this volume 2, I don't even think we even seen anyone kiss. Max wakes up, hugs Lucas, and that was a big matter of fact. 11 and Mike just hugged. I don't think no one's even making love in here. So if you do HIV, then you have to explain to the kiddos. Well, no, I understand what you're saying. But I'm trying to tell you the tone is obviously, even though yes, there's plenty of blood. Ironically enough, that outside of blood violence, that is like the only like R-ish tone that they will take. Does that make any sense?
I get you. I'm just saying like. It was still stupid. Like this cannot be the worst thing. Like, because no, if I pick you. You are the beginning of my whole process. Are you trying to claim that all those other kids are gay also? Or is that like what separates this child? Also, it was very Derry. It was very Pennywise. He goes after children. He works on their fear. I use happy thoughts to fight him. I was like, if we did not just get finished watching Welcome to Derry, you wouldn't make the connection. But this was very, very. It felt like it, to a point. And again, I'm sure it's coincidence, but this show, this start first and that kind. Or maybe somewhere Vecna was a thing of Pennywise. But we just got wait. So the plan is, I like the tower. I like the tower idea because they brought that back. Because like, why are you climbing the tower? So I love as a writers, they made that relevant that the tower is gonna have to be how they get to Vecna. So I thought that was awesome. Real quick, I like Vecna as a villain, but he is getting on my nerves. Also, talking about now we can begin. It seems like every season now he has to say the same thing. Let's get busy.
It's like watching Saw movies and the trailer says this is the end or this is the final. I'm like, no, it ain't. Like,
no, it ain't.
No. Or Vin Diesel saying one last ride.
Ride.
No, it's not.
5 rides later. But so I want to do Holly. I want to do Holly and Henry together because Holly did a lot. Like she really like led. I think the fight against Henry on the inside and stuff. She solved the mystery of the cave, which I think is very significant. They did not spend a lot of time on. We get to
I think it's because of the musical. Because of the musical talks more about it, and so
they get into the cave.
But the scientist is already dead at that point. So and then you hear about.
So please,
I don't know. I think something tells me they just want people to watch the musical without basically essentially ruining it by putting everything in there. But I don't know. Maybe they. But I feel like in this last final episode, you kind of have to put something because that was very vague. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously he opens up. You see he opens up the case. So we're going to obviously get the answer as far as what happens there, and and him kind of being sucked into being like Dorothy going into Oz, and the few months that he's stuck there just gives him the powers and all this other shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot they have to do to wrap up in 2 hours, unless they just want people just straight up watch some of the musical stuff in order to people to understand what all happened to Henry. And I don't know. I don't know if you can do all that in 2 hours. I don't know. I mean, maybe
it depends.
Maybe you can.
It depends where you focus.
As slow walking as they do, I really don't know if they could do it in 2.5 hours. And they have spin-offs coming and all that stuff, but this musical or whatever, the Broadway play, it did like 1.9 million the past week or whatever we were talking about here in New York or whatever, because people want to see it before the Stranger Things finale is happening. So
but that was mostly because what's his face who plays Henry showed up. That what I mean? So that kind of makes sense. When you hear that Henry is playing Henry, like the guy, like
you want to be there.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's like a limited time or whatever, and he was there, and he was like, I gotta go. I got other projects I gotta work on. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. But
well, see, I didn't see the play, so when I see Matt, so the whole scene irritated me. If it's not going anywhere, they spend a lot of time with them in the desert, with Max and Holly in the desert. They make a point of Holly falling into the hole. Holly just got done reliving the scene where her mom almost got murdered by Demogorgon. So, and she watched it. But when they watch a child, what they have to assume is Henry, shooting a man, all of a sudden Max is like, "Get away! You can't be here." What the fuck? This is significant. Like Henry is scared of this place. Like this stops him in his own mind. Let's see this. Let's see what this tells us about him. And can we use this? And this is not addressed at all.
You're
at
right.
all. Like not just I can help you, Eleven and Sister, get through his mind. We found a memory and I saw it. This is how he got his powers. He wasn't born this way. He got it from some kind of government something. Okay. So there's history he's just a person. He's just a person just like you are. You know what I'm saying? So there's some way to beat him. I thought maybe Holly saw it. And maybe she's gonna bring that information. So I was just disappointed that they brought this up and just act like it's nothing. Like, and I'm like, what?
I mean, yeah. I that's why they're going to have to bring up something like literally. You saw the case open. You saw small
mist
from it. So they're going to have to do something. I don't know if you could, but I don't know if they're going to go through the whole thing and then also wrap up everything going on with 11 and 6 and all this other shit. I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But that's what kind of irritated me about Max as well. In the sense, I was just thinking, I was like, girl, like, why are you pulling her away? Like, yes, that's a very violent thing, or whatever. But Holly just told you that she just witnessed her mother, in particular, getting like pretty much almost killed. Right? I think she can handle a stranger who just shot a kid to get bludgeoned. I know that's violent or whatever too, but come on, like literally, fine, push her in the back and you watch to see what the hell's in that case. You see what's in that case. You were just like, nope, time to go. I need to follow the Kate Bush sound. You're like, no.
I think they just wanted to. They're like, all right, cool. We're gonna have Henry come in and do the play. We're gonna cash out because we're gonna give all of these reveals in the finale, and we don't know how long this play is gonna be sustainable after the finale. So maybe we will find out everything in the finale. They're just trying to hold it off as long as they can.
But like you said, it's only 2.5 hours, and you got a lot of ground to cover. You got a lot of characters to get to some kind of finale or set up for a spinoff or whatever. And I thought these 3 episodes did a good job. Anyway, we said this: run, bitch, run. Somebody put Marlon Wayans from Scream, like on a scary movie, and put that next to her. Because I was like, again, I'm thinking the reason why Max is like, you can't see this, we gotta go, like we're on a clock. But then you sit there in front of your portal and you're like, hey girl, so what's going, like, let's talk about this. No, bitch, run. You run, she run. So because Vecna can grab you at any time, which has happened to you.
Which happened to Holly when she was falling through the freaking upside down.
But I'm like, Holly was a beast, bro. Like, she got through her portal, found out that she's trapped in this stuff, pulled this stuff out of herself, then ran across another fucking world, jumped through a hole. I was like, then she smacked the shit out that girl. Like, she was about that life. Like, I was like, I need Holly on my team.
They did mess up with her in that scene, though. They did mess up.
Which part?
Her kind of grabbing that stuff out. They had a Game of Thrones moment. Final
with
season.
The Under Armour.
The Under Armour, yeah. I was like, I could not believe. I'm like, how y'all do a Game of Thrones Starbucks coffee on the set? Like, how y'all do that? Like, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was going to say this, but I'll send it to you, David, since you haven't seen it. Basically, here's a screenshot right here. It should come to you right about now. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah, she's pulling it out, and there's a big Under Armour logo here or whatever. That's not even been created till the 2000s or whatever. So I'm just like, but whatever. And I was like, maybe she came from the future. Maybe like that's the future self.
We don't know.
Holly, since time is linear or whatever it is. So I don't know. No, but in all seriousness, though, Holly was a beast. I will say that. I thought her taking that Tiffany cassette thing to homegirl's face, that was awesome. You know what I mean? That was pretty brutal. And then that little boy was like, it's like bitch. I'm like, y'all like 12. Y'all like 11 or 12.
To be like maybe 12.
Oh, like,
but that's how. And I'm like, this is unnecessary. Like, it was an awesome scene, and it was so strong. I actually forgot about it when they started whooping her ass and they choked her out with their chain. I'm like, why are they treating her like this? I'm like, did you not, David? She just smacked the shit out of Marcy with the radio and then straight start punching it like John Wick style, like fighting her way through this place. I was like, Holly's about that life. Like I was like, I need Holly on the outside. She needs to be on my team. But real quick, it was so 80s. Lucas didn't need anything for that big gash on his chest. That's plot armor. But I do hear you. A lot of times it's a flesh wound. It's a flesh wound. He just got up, got scars, and he just keeps it moving.
Sling,
arm sling. He should at least got the arm sling. Don't insult us if he don't at least get the arm sling. But
speaking of that moment about Max running, it's 2 things actually. So Max says she's there for like 2 years. I'm surprised that it took her that long to realize she didn't need Kate Bush. I don't know. It's making it seem like Holly's that. It's like Holly is really smarter than literally everybody, apparently. You know what I mean? Holly's the one who figured out the whole thing about the binocular thing, and
Right.
and I'm like, they're doing a spinoff. Yeah, she's going to be the new Mike. Holly is definitely going to be that. Like her and Derek and whoever else they get for the new spinoffs, it's going to be them. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was a little bit irritated. Oh, and speaking of that, 2 years. Was she serious about 2 years, or just in her mind it was 2 years?
In Vecna world.
In Vecna world, okay.
2 years.
I was about to say that was 2 years. I'm like, that's
no. It has to be that. It has to be time is different.
Right,
but they don't explain it. To your point, they don't explain that. But it needs to be time works differently here.
No, Lucas said it's been 2 years or whatever that you've been in a coma. So like,
did he?
Yeah,
okay. Did he really?
Well, you don't know how long they've been on lockdown and stuff. Like when the season started, to Jamani's point, when the season started, they were like they've been in this life for a while. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Jamani. So it's been a day for a day. So she has been. That's why her body didn't work. That's why your body was in atrophy, because you've been in a coma.
Yeah, but that can happen after just a few months too, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
You know what I mean. So if that's the case, if it's 2 years, and you're telling me that Dustin's been surviving high school this the whole time, we're in the Hellfires Club, and only now that he gets his ass kicked, like
now that
and he's still, and you tell me he's still grieving Eddie after 2 years. I mean, I know people grieve, but goddamn, bro, even people's like family members, like after 2 years, like come on, move on. Like
when the boy pushed Holly down the stairs, I really said, "Fuck those kids." It's like, but so this brings up another issue. Why does Henry need the kids to willingly be a part of this process? Because he was like, "Hey, kid, like she doesn't want to be like why like," and did they turn on her themselves, or was that Henry influencing them to be like choke this?
No, I think it was he influenced them when he had the conversation with them, and they were just acting on their own accord. I wish that he had some kind of control over them and was controlling them. That would have been like weapons or something like that. I was waiting for them to rip her apart.
Well, again, why, if he can control them to the point he can bring them to another planet and then pull their brains out of the spirits out of them, it's like he needs them to be on board. Like he can't just use Holly the way it is. She needs to get at the table and be a part. And I'm like, they're not going to explain it, but it just seems weird that it seems like he needs them to be willing participants in this process, even though they don't know what they're necessarily doing.
But I'm like, is Holly a willing participant? Like she's just sitting there like almost comatose or something, just like.
But no, but the whole conversation was she doesn't want to be here. Like, and like I leave it up to you to convince her one way or the other. And I'm like, this is not necessary if you just need their bodies. Like if you in fact you need them to be scared, right? So they look quite happy. So that doesn't make any sense. Like if you're feeding off their fear, none of them are scared, of anything. They're eating ice cream and watching black and white TV for some reason, and like they're 80s kids. Shouldn't somebody be like, "Where's a Nintendo?" Like, I mean, like that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. But like it seems like he needs to be willing, and I don't get that. Who's the real villain? Mind Flayer or Vecna? That seems to be a conversation. I still think Henry. I'm still, well, again, if his powers came from that government project box thing, right? Then the Mind Flayer should just be a creature on the planet as they're described. That's a current theory. As Dustin is hypothesizing. That's what I'm trying to look for.
Yeah, and at this point, it would have to. It wouldn't be the Mind Flayer, in the sense of like we're now down to the last episode. They would have, I would imagine by now, they would have probably put him. The Mind Flayer as like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, that's something else they would have to explain. Yeah, that's something else they would have to explain in the next just 2 hours that we have left.
And they ain't got time for that.
So Vecna pretty much is the final boss, with the military also being bad people as well. By the way, did like the whole thing with Nancy going against Sarah Connors and Nancy being her own type of Sarah Connors. You know what I mean? So
yes,
I don't know if that was done on purpose to make her be like Homegirl in Terminator 2, going against, you know what I mean? I think
I saw a meme. I saw a meme that said that it was suggesting she was doing more Rambo because it's 80s. That she was with the bullets and stuff on there. Like it was more Rambo than
right.
Terminator 2.
Right, but I just mean like
us,
They
like we
kinda-
know.
They kind of
Like,
had
they-
to
like,
go against.
yeah. I got
You
you.
know, I
I
don't
got
know.
you. I got you. Well, no, I mean, so Dr. K, I mean, she
Hey.
still put them hands on that soldier, and I'm like, you old as fuck, girl. Like, let's not do this stuff right now. But when she instead of that scene, she is like down here, bro. Like she's a midget compared to that dude. Now all of a sudden they're like up here. I was like, what?
David, I mean, look, we saw that Black Widow and Captain America, Brand New Day or whatever, but
Yeah.
that small Black Widow taking on all those people.
I don't know.
She
don't
took
know.
on all of them. You know,
I don't. It hurt my feelings. But let's talk about Dr. K real quick because I think we're on the same page. I hate the play. Oh, it's non-canon rubbish that contradicts the show. I haven't seen the play. So I don't know about that. The 2 years makes no sense. I didn't. Well, I don't. So real quick, Dr. K, the fact that they're shoving. I like the reveal of the two worlds, and it makes sense to be like, where did Henry go when L beat him the first time? That makes sense, and the whole like bridge and the wormhole. I was okay with all of that. I didn't. So, but why is it that Dr. K is not looking for Henry? If she's there following the research of Papa, who apparently knew Henry was alive this whole time, and that's what he's been using L for this whole time. Why is she so focused on L and not looking for the original? Now that we know that he is the original and that his blood is what made L and all this other stuff.
I mean,
why
is she so sure that L will be the one that will work? Like, why is she so convinced?
That's not explained. That's
no,
not.
I'm saying L is the one who vanquished Vecna #1, whatever you want to call him. So
what does that got to do with your blood?
More powerful than him, so she's going for the most powerful.
That doesn't make sense because he's doing all this shit. Like that doesn't make sense. Like it's like they're throwing stuff to make this bigger than what it was, and it's not making. Now they got exotic matter and shit, and I'm like, if you have created a thing that connects to another universe, forget L and forget Henry and focus on how to control this antimatter crap. Like, what is that all about? And like we're gonna knock this out in 2.5 hours? Like you doing too much. Like how is that connected to Henry? How is it connected to his powers? Like they're not gonna explain any of this shit. Like they're just throwing stuff at us at this point.
Well, all right. So wait, Henry's dead, right?
Henry's not dead. Henry's not dead. Henry turned into Vecna, so he's not dead.
Okay, Henry turned into Vecna, but Henry is dead. He turned into Vecna, but Henry is dead, right? 11 is still alive because
that doesn't make
Henry's still Henry and Vecna are still alive.
No,
Henry just basically so you're thinking that Henry basically turned into Freddy Krueger. No, Henry just got literally because he got scarred up and the stuff just transformed his body, but he's still human inside.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So no, so he's still he has a heart.
He's still in play. His blood is still in play. If they can get to him, his juices or whatever are still in play. If he
dies, he's dead. You know what I mean?
I don't. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jamani. Jamani has theory. What's your theory, Jamani? What's your theory, Jamani? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying since 11 is strong enough to send him to another universe and all this other type of stuff, we get her blood. It'll probably be stronger than his, and we don't even know how to get to Henry or if we can hook him up to whatever the case may be. I'm like, they have all these. I don't even know what the hell that thing was that was choking out Hopper or whatever in Volume 1 or whatever. Like they have all this stuff going on in this lab, and they have the pregnant women getting the blood and all this type of stuff. I'm like, they're not concerned with Vecna or Henry and trying to, because that's all it would be is just a search party. If they're going to continue with the lab, is let's find 11 so we can replace 8 with her and get these psychokinetic babies out or whatever.
It doesn't make they need to acknowledge that they know who Henry is. They need to acknowledge that Dr. K knows all the stuff that Dustin read in a book, and it's like, we are consciously focusing on 11 because she's more stable than the Henry. But they need to acknowledge that that's who they're fighting. That's who brought the Demogorgon. That's who brought all these creatures that they have. That his ability to go to another planet, which is really based on the antimatter that the government created, they're not acknowledging any of this. They're acting like 11 was born this way, and they need to figure out what made her who she is. Like that's what they're acting. She is the apex, and she's not. She is not. Like Henry is. So it's like they're just introducing new stuff without the characters who should know all this stuff are not saying any of it, and it doesn't make sense. Steve told the truth about Eddie's death. I said the same thing. So I love Steve and Dustin's journey, as Chris pointed out. But it took a couple of times though. It wasn't the one scene, like when they were in the building, and he again, don't go. I can't lose you right now, right? And then Eddie had to acknowledge that. No, excuse me. Steven had to acknowledge that he was somewhat jealous of Eddie at some point. But he recognized that, and Dustin forgave him, and they forgave each other. I thought it was beautiful. I thought that if they're trying to tie up relationships, I thought that was one of the best in that particular situation. Where do they go from here? Are they both going to die? I die, you die.
No, Steve and Dustin, I think they're going to be here for the long road. They're both going to live. That would be terrible if like tell Steve don't die just for Steve just to die. You know what I mean? That would kind of suck. You know what I mean? Not to mention he's going to be died. She's going to die being single. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm like, come on, he needs a chance. Doesn't even have a family. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing. Like, no, that is terrible. That is terrible. They already did that to us with Eddie, but at least Eddie left an uncle. You know what I mean? Like, we got nothing with Steve. He got no girl, nothing. You know what I mean? Two of the girls that are his friends, like he tried to date Robin, and then Robin tell him like, "Yay, I like you, but not that way." Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And it was just, yeah, nah. And Dustin, no, I think if something happens to Dustin, like I think people will like just like unsubscribe from Netflix. So that's not gonna happen. They obviously point towards Hop. You know what I mean? Even though I guys, one thing I am speaking of him, I don't know if you guys are seeing this too, in both volume 1 and this season. I mean, in this volume, seems like the character was a Dave Harbour. Seems like he doesn't want to be here. I don't know. Are y'all getting that? Like not as just the character. I mean, the actor, like the actor. And I get the way he's trying to portray the role, but I don't know. It seems like. What's his face? Who played The Witcher last season, right before
Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill. You know how like they give him like no lines, and you can kind of see in his certain facial expressions,
mannerisms,
he just didn't care. You know what I mean? Henry Cavill. I'm getting that same thing with David right now. I'm getting the same thing with Harbour, and if this is what they're supposed to do as far as like it crescendoing to the point where he risks his life for 11 or whatnot, they're not doing the best job, because if anything, it just looks like you don't want to be here. And then now in the, like, compared to season 1 to 3, I cared a lot about whether you lived or died. Now I just don't want to give a shit, because you're just like, whatever. Like, I don't care. No, it's a stupid idea. It's just I don't know. I don't know if that's just his choice, his acting choice or whatnot. And I get that he's trying to care for 11, but he did that last season. I don't know. It's just I'm getting a weird vibe from this actor this season.
All right, so let's do both. So Giovanni, you handle. I like to get your response to first. It's Dustin and then Steve. Like, are they both gonna die, or either one of them gonna die? And what do you think about Hopper? Please.
Either one. Steve or Dustin is gonna die. Yeah. I don't even see. I'm like, and I'm disappointed that they promised us we were gonna get Susie in volume 2. We didn't get no Susie, but
that we're gonna get.
They obviously, like, the writers obviously saw Bad Boys. There's no way that they could put that into this show, but that's all I could think about when they're like, "You die, I die." I was thinking, we ride together, we die together. That's all I could.
I mean, well, to your point, that's like every buddy cop thing. Like Lethal Weapon, that was the thing. He's like, Murdo, I'll follow you. Let's go. Like, I mean, you know, but I don't know. I I think that's just typical Stranger Things. It's always trying to get like everyone to hug each other and everything, which it's so cringe. We got 3 of those moments in this volume. You know what I mean? So no, 4 because of Lucas and Max. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I don't know. You know,
I'm like, as far as Hopper goes, I'm like, is Joyce gonna give it up to him or not? Because I'm like, I think he's like a curmudgeon because he's just not getting any or something. Yeah,
I would imagine she probably did, right? Maybe.
Let's not the things we don't need to be worried about right now at this point. But I would think at some point, yes, because they were like a couple. So I feel like they don't need to make that explicit. They didn't get married, you know what I'm saying? But he is focused on Elle and her safety. And real quick, I did like that Jurassic Park scene in the hospital, but did the mom even know that they were there? That was plot convenience, like all the way around.
Oh, it took me a minute to understand the Jurassic Park scene, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay. The
wait, let me finish. I'm like, so I binge watched the first half of all the 4 seasons earlier this year, so I can't really remember. When did Hopper stop being the chief of police? I'm like, he just all of a sudden is just.
Well, he died. When he died, like, you know what I mean? Like, he died and he was captured in Russia.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does he do for money and all that type of stuff?
Like, what does any of these people do for money? Like, nobody goes to work like that's like. Jamon, that's the I hear you, but they got bigger issues. But somehow they all got places to live, they got food to eat, clothes on their back, and none of it makes any sense. But I do hear you about that. But the hospital scene, I didn't think about Jurassic Park until you said that. But it was awesome. It was great to look at. I love Karen waking up for no reason, jumping out of the bed, going to help save the kids. That was all awesome. It did not make any sense from a Demi Gordon point of view, because those things are expert killers. And it didn't make any sense that they basically turned them into dumb dogs who heard a sound and went to go look at a washer, a dryer, and then they get blown up.
No, they were different types. Remember, there's 2 types. You got the Demigorgons, and then you got what they nicknamed the Demi Dogs, right? You know what I mean? Those were the dog versions. They weren't like the whole like stand on 2 legs thing. You know what I mean? They were the much shorter, dumber, animalistic ones, like the ones you see in season 2, like the one that ripped the dude up, Frodo Baggins' friend in season 2.
Yeah. I remember.
Those ones.
Well, I still submit that even in the hospital, they showed they knew where they were going. They ran into Robin, and the MPs and the police officers. They expertly just killed the military. Somehow did not kill Robin. Then saw like Lucas holding Max in the arms, and then like, okay guys, we got to go downstairs. It's a lot of thought.
I just figured it would just be like like hound dogs, like what you got with hound dogs, where the hound dogs like knows where to go. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they just capture the scent.
Yeah, no.
That's how
I hear you. And then that they should have showed, like Henry was like, go get Max, like go get Max, and then we can do the hound dog thing. I'm okay, but even then they should have smelled her around the corner. Like they were like again, Jurassic Park style, kind of walking around like, I wonder where they went, and then heard something. It was like, oh, let's go look at this. Like I was like, huh? It looked cool.
That was plot convenience. But if I was any one of those people, I would not have been like Robin. Hey, talking real softly. Hey. You gotta turn it. You gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it down. No, you're turning this shit the fuck off. Like we'll get Max back in another 2 years or something, but we could die right now.
We need to be alive right now. Like they didn't even like Jamani. You are so right. Like I was like, they should have got a season 6. Too many unanswered questions. You don't give bad writing does not require more time. Like. You just do better with what you got. Like and being so close to the end, you're adding too many big things that will not be explained to the depth that it should have been. Is what I'm saying. The exotic matter is a huge deal. Like the whole wormhole, other planet thing, huge deals that will get no actual substantive discussion. People mad at Little Sister for the killing P? I need anybody.
For the
Little sister, I guess that's Holly, but
unlock.
Holly did what?
No, L's sister. Talking about Kali.
Oh yeah, Kali. I think her name. Yeah, Kali.
What was that? How was that the
Unlived
little
Peace.
sister? Wouldn't that be the older sister?
For the
I don't know, but let this is a good segue for Kali anyway. Let's just take this opportunity to discuss.
I'm so annoyed at her. I don't know if they just wrote her like that or what,
but they gave you a reason. Like if you were being tortured basically for your blood for I don't know months or years, and then like so you like, but ultimately she wants to kill 11. I just want to get to the point that she realizes that her main goal is to kill Big Brother, not Daddy, I guess. And kill 11.
No,
and 11 is not,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
11's not peeping that sis is going to kill you. Like she will make an effort to kill you. Like so, she's one. Well, obviously Kylie's not coming back because to your point about Hopper, he said several times, "I'm ready to die for Elle. If Kylie makes any effort towards Elle, I'm gonna kill her." I don't think either one of those characters are coming back. From
why do you think Kylie wants to kill Elle?
She made it extremely clear.
Yep.
11 is the source of everything right now. If they get a hold, when they get a hold of her, they will start this process all over again.
Right.
You are the only one that can create more Henrys. You got to go. But she keep on saying we, but she means her because she said my blood's not good enough.
Yeah, I definitely peeped that too. Like my talking about like, well, yeah, you killed Dr. K, and then there'll be another Dr. K, and then Will won't be safe. I mean, Michael won't be safe, and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one talks like that unless you are just trying to get her off the scoreboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the way she just kind of like every time Elle walks away, she has that look, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't trust her either. Like, I don't trust her. And I'm thinking like Dr. K got into her head. Like, actually, she's actually a silent, what do you call it? A double agent. You know what I mean? She's a double agent, and
Chris.
And maybe Dr. K let her find her sister just make it easy to grab her.
When they were in that fake ass church and she was showing her the vision and she was like, this is what the future is going to be, right? And Elle just stopped. I thought the same thing. I was like, this is all planned. And Dr. K was about to show up and be like, they never left. Like they never left the facility. And K has just been in their heads, keeping them there. That's what I thought. Because I was like, she is too conditioned at this point. But no, she's ready to die for the cause. But the cause is to kill 11, really. And Vecna will be nice, but she definitely wants 11 dead.
It's definitely, let's be real. It's going to be Hop versus Kylie or whatever, and then I think Hop is going to die in the process, and then it's going to be 11 versus her sister. You know what I mean? That's you know what I mean. There's a lot to do in this next 2 hours.
That's what we got a lot of characters.
So the taking it back to our previous review, right?
Yes.
They still have not explained where the fuck she was.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was listening very intently, like, where she's like, yeah, I was one of them, and blah, blah, but no, where were you?
David, he means when Henry was going ham on all the other kids, and then we were saying it's like, you know what, Volume 2, they're going to show like her escaping when Henry was killing the other kids. Nah. And I highly doubt they're going to do this last 2 hours either at this point.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's just one of those things that just will never be explained. It's just
we got it.
She just was outside of the fortress or whatever of the lab, and
just cause.
Yeah.
So someone I saw a meme. Someone on Facebook. Someone posted a picture of a brown girl in the lab, I guess during the backstory, and saying that was probably her. She didn't have any lines, they just showed her to say she was kind of there. Then someone suggested that she helped Henry in some way, that's why he didn't kill her. But again,
if they do that would be awesome, but I don't know. But when you say that was a theory,
this is all this theory. Like people are trying to find meaning in these plot holes. They're trying to fill the plot holes in themselves, and I'm like, and you shouldn't have to do that. But when you bring this, I was happy to see her back, but her presence just creates too many other problems. Right. Once you create the Henry story and how he came out and all that kind of stuff, because
or unless if you had the Henry story, you just see like him killing everyone, and then maybe see like a couple of kids like leaving, like running and actually escaping before he can grab them or something. You do that, boom, we wouldn't be asking these questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or we might ask questions saying like, what happened to that second kid that also left? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
But then you got.
But you have one little brown kid leave. We cool. You know what I mean?
just one slightly brown kid leave. We'll be like, oh, that must have been her. That must have been her.
That must have been her.
But then the problem is once you want, and then Jamani, you brought up the theory of like basically Star Wars of like Henry was the father of all these kids. You know, he's the father of Will and he's the father of 11. But now they went to it's his blood, like he was the origin, and they just bled him off to make these other kids, but somehow 11 was the best. Like she wasn't the first, she was 11. So like somehow she was the best copy. But again, you don't see that when Henry's going through killing these kids to be like, or realizing that 11 is different. Like this copy of me is like me, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, why is she so maybe he did though, because he did try to separate her to be like, you stay here and I'll be back. And maybe they'll bring that around that you were the only good one of this group, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to keep you, but now we gotta fight it out.
What about the mothers though? I'm like, if they're infusing the blood into the mother to go into the child, does the mother still have some sort of residual blood or something? Because remember, Elle went into her mother's head and had a conversation with her, whatever, back was that like season 2 or 3 or something like that. I'm like, maybe they could use the residual blood that's left in the mothers, and they can have like a colony to fight the little kid colony that Henry has.
So I think that's not going to happen. But I think with what they've given us, I think somehow Holly will be the one to organize the kids and use them against Henry. Again, Will needs to go back into the mind, find that memory, put somehow use that memory to like hurt Henry where he first got his powers, but somehow she's the one that organizes the kids. She's one, and they use their collective power similar to Will to hurt Henry enough that 11 and Will can take him down, and Kay can take him down. Kay's not coming out of this. Wait a minute. She's only looking for 11, not Henry, and 11 is more of a victim than Henry is, which makes no sense at all. I just subscribed. We appreciate you. People mad at Elle's sister for the killing plan. But I understand it. If she is gone, the army will not be able to continue to trap the kids. I mean, I'm not saying I understand her thought process, but it's obvious. I'm saying no one else has seen this. Like at this point, the dad definitely needs to be like, Hopper needs to be like, we need to kill this bitch now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if she says they're going to come from us, like they're going to come for us, she's obviously going to kill 11. That should be obvious. You shouldn't have to wait for her to try. Like, I would be like, we don't need her. Will, you and 11 need to work this out, because Kaylee has not shown herself to be useful against anyone, to be real. So I'm not sure why she's even here.
I'm like, Hopper trying to kill her. Like, if 8 gets off and makes an attempt on Elle, she could just make a pretend brick wall, and what is Hopper gonna do with her being able to come up with all these different illusions or whatever? He has to like proactively kill her before she does something.
She's not bulletproof. It's not hard. Like if it like just when her back is turned, just put a bullet in her. That'd be it. She So
I'm saying he has to catch her first, which is what I'm saying.
Standing right there, you shoot her. It's not that hard. Like these kids they don't have super speed. They can't fly. It's not hard to kill her. But if you get to your point, if they space her and be like, let's have a conversation, then yeah, it's not gonna work out. In that sense. Anyway, Jonathan and girl's name Nancy. I actually enjoyed the Titanic level. Like I did. Like they've been working this relationship since season 1, And for them to get to a point that they're like, this ain't it, but we acknowledge each other. I'm just saying they acknowledge the relationship and they tried to tie it up, to my point of like them trying to tie up loose ends before they get to the big fight. We don't need to be spending the last movie trying to go through this, right? But like, so they took care of it. That's what I'm saying. And I thought that was cool. I thought this shit, to my point.
It took so many seasons to do this, though. I didn't need all this. I mean, like, I can understand the first season because I know he was like the geek and whatnot, and then the geek got the popular girl at the end of the season, the first season. But then they didn't do anything with it, really. You know what I mean? And especially last season, especially season 4, they were like fuck all y'all, like with all y'all relationships. Even 11 and Mike. I mean, it's just there was nothing to hell. Even this season, with 11 and Mike, there's nothing. You know what? Maybe 11 will die, and then Mike just goes in the arms of Will. Maybe that's how it ends.
Hey,
maybe Will gets his dream. Will and Mike. Maybe that would almost make relationships sense. Going on. It doesn't. That would almost make
sense. Like, because you're right. Like 11 and Mike. No, okay. So Mike is like, me and you can run off and to the waterfall or whatever. Like, he does see a future for those two. I mean, but to your point, they got bigger things to deal with to be like, let's go out on a date. But like Robin, she takes her time. She's like, hey, I got time to try to make love out of this, out of this situation. And even Jonathan was going to propose until he realized that, Nancy ain't really with it. You know what I'm saying? And they had anyway, real quick, back to the matter. I want to get exotic matter melting the building and turning it into wax. Like, that just stops and starts for no damn reason. And none of this is discussed. Like, that's a serious thing. Like, Steve almost killed himself because the wax was melting. It was melting the building, and then it just stopped. And no one goes, we need to understand this before we go back into the upside down and fight Vecna, not knowing if the whole thing's going to collapse. Like, that's. I don't. It's in the Notebook. Like talk about plot convenience. That Notebook was hella big. All of a sudden.
That was weird. I don't know. I mean, the Notebook, even with Dust, there was a lot of sciencey stuff going on in this volume. You know what I mean? Which I get it, especially like the show is big for nerds or whatnot. I don't know. I was a little also disappointed as far as like finding out what that meat wall really was. And I was like, oh, it's just a barrier to get from here to the abyss, I guess, essentially, whatnot.
It's not even that. It's like connective tissue. It's just connective tissue, like that. But if you get through it, you're not gonna travel up the thing. Not that I understood.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it was just like connective tissue that happened to be like a scar. But it wasn't. Vecna was not on the other side. That's actually definitely not what that is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's why they brought the teacher back from his first season. I thought that was a nice touch, bringing the dude from the very first season back and whatnot. But I don't know. There the whole thing with Dustin, like a couple times I had to rewind. I'm like, what did he say? It's like so if we go out this wall, then the exotic matter goes in, and I'm like, hold on, rewind one more time, and I'm playing it, and I'm like, okay, one last time, trying to really understand what's going on here or whatever, and then I was like, damn, this is what Steve feels like being around these damn kids. Like, it's like, what the hell are they talking about?
Well, we're getting back to relationships. I think Max and Lucas have the best chance of being something. Like if they do some kind of flash forward, they have to. They do some kind of flash forward to be like, what is those two? They will hopefully they move out of Derry / Hawkins and like start a family and maybe their kids start to do something like that. That, to your point of like couples mattering, I feel like they have the most promise. And I do want to see them do something.
Did you find it weird that at least I found it weird that they didn't kiss when she came out of the coma? And I get it. You might say, oh, these are kids kissing, but then those two kissed at the end of season like 3 or something, right? And they were much younger. I thought, hell, like this boy, right? You said, hey, my connection is Lucas. And then Lucas, you've been waiting in their bedside. I don't know. A hug is like It was remind me of like probably those kids you see that goes like those Mormon camps or whatever, and then they get promise rings or whatever. It says, "I promise that one day I'll marry you," and then they hug each other. I'm like, ew, like that was even more cringe than Will's speech. You know what I mean? I'm like,
I cannot.
I'm
I cannot
sorry.
go with
That
you
was
on
like that should have been like Little Mermaid. So like, why don't you kiss the girl? Like kiss her. Y'all should be making out. Like emotions running high.
Now
she's alive again. Like,
I feel like she just woke up from a 2-year coma. That she may not be physically able to be like.
Lucas got two hands. Lucas who be hitting motherfuckers.
Now you're kissing a cadaver almost. She's like let her get moving. Come on, Chris. Like she just woke up from a coma. You're not gonna be like, let me hold your head, baby. Like I hear you though. Like if she was more able-bodied, if she came out able-bodied, I'm sure they would have kissed. But I think before it's all over, you get a kissy kiss. And just to acknowledge, but again, I feel like they have the best chance. Also, the knives. We didn't talk. I want to acknowledge that I thought it was great that Steve and Dustin used the same weapons that Dustin used with Eddie. I thought, and I that was a great callback. And it's okay. Again, we can acknowledge Eddie. He matters, but we still got a friendship too, and one doesn't impact the other, right? And they still acknowledge Eddie. Eddie reminded me of Richie. He became the new Richie. We're like there's other characters who died. Yeah, like for like Derry, like the other characters who died but they're like everybody knows Eddie. And it's like let's make sure Eddie still has some oomph in this. Real quick.
Is he the Coulson? Is he the Agent Coulson of this? Like he had to die in order for them to be brought together. Essentially,
I see you, and he should get that kind of credit. I feel like that. Season 3, so was it Henry acting through Billy or the Mind Flare or both? I don't.
Billy?
Oh, the brother, Max's brother.
Oh, acting through Billy or Mind Flare. Man, I don't even think they even thought that far. To be honest,
they didn't. I was gonna tell you.
I don't think that's an awesome theory, but let's be realistic. They didn't think of like season 5.
They just came up with Henry. They're like, hey guys, let's take this to the next level, and like let's do a Henry. I've been playing Hopper for 10 years now. I kind of get why he's tired. But again, I would say I say he's committing to the character. But we talked about in the last review, like every other episode, it was I'm not coming back from this. So I think the character is just generally suicidal for some reason. Like he just really wants to die for someone. And next on Wednesday, on Thursday, he ain't coming back. Like he definitely.
The moment I saw the flashback scene with him and his daughter, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is the swan song. Like he's going to go back to his daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to be with his daughter, and then because that's the thing. That's the reason why 11 can't die, because he can't relive that again. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And so that being said, it seems like he's being so much of an a-hole that it's like I don't know. You kind of want them to kind of be like, you know how we watch Walking Dead, and at any time they livened up a character or whatnot and kind of like make us love them or whatnot, we're like, oh, they're dead. Like, you're not really doing that with Hopper lately, and I was just
we said that they've been doing that almost every episode. It's been you the one. I love you. Let me reaffirm how much you mean to me. Now I'm about to go into this dangerous situation, and I don't know. Okay, so let's get back. So once they bust through the military blockade and they start to go into the Upside Down. Why didn't Dr. K shoot? Like they made a point.
11 was with them, right? Wasn't
so was she like, oh, that like she finally gets to see her? Does she know what she looked like? Like how like and what does she know about 11? What does she really know, considering she's never met her, right? She should only have notes from Papa. What does she really know to be like this?
When they took pictures too, because even by the end of was it the first season or second season, you saw Papa had like dossiers on like different kids, and 11 with the missing girl Jane was one of them that they had the picture of her. Now, granted, it was like when she was a kid, but so maybe she had a picture of her like from because this is only supposed to be like a 4-year gap, right? Completely, like
I guess,
and then Stranger Things world or whatever. Yeah. And if there's only a 4-year gap in this, Like we know it was on. We know this show's been on for like 10 damn years. You know what I mean? But like, but maybe that's how she kind of just knew. She's like, oh, that's her, except she don't have short hair no more.
Unless we're gonna get another or origin story that she was there from the beginning, like behind Papa or some shit. Plot twist: Kaylee is the mind flare.
Yo, that's her. I mean, her gift is to send you like illusions or whatnot. It could,
it could be. I want to see Holly riding the mind flare, going after Henry. Just a wild shit. Oh, or I just
like never ending story, just riding over Sky Dragon.
It's 80s. Like we gotta tie it. Like, or if Will can take over some part of the other planet similar to Henry, that would be awesome. To be like he using his own power against him. I think would be. I was gonna do this joke. Is Henry also gay? I submit to you. Go with me on this one. If he's like, hey, I need to control, right? Like I felt like he was talking to Will like I'm the top and you're the bottom, and like I gave it to you and like I'm controlling you, and then Will's gonna get to be the top and put and put Henry down and be like, no, I'm controlling you. I'm trying to make this gay thing relevant. I'm just not feeling that. Anyway, come on. I got company now. All right, Jemani. I'm sorry, bro. Any final words for any other character you want to review or anything else that is burning on your heart?
Yeah, like all the stuff you guys just had your own review right there. I was saying like the whole Jonathan thing.
Yes,
I think they kept them together because they're a real life couple. So, but they don't have any chemistry on screen. So I'm like, I don't know why they kept it going for so long. I don't know how they do in real life, but yeah, they don't really have any chemistry on screen. So, yeah, I'm glad that that's over. I'm like, maybe Steve has a chance of getting Nancy in the end.
No, they kind of made it seem like that was it.
Yeah, well, Nancy said like, he's not where I want to be. I mean, like he knows what he wants, and I don't. I mean, but again, maybe they do a flash forward. I mean, I think they need to. I think they need to do. They can't just stop. I think they do some kind of flash forward to say what does the future look like for these people, these characters.
Like modern day, you think now that it's in the 80s?
Oh,
no, super old.
No,
maybe 90s.
Because then you got to put prosthetics on and all that type of stuff. I think we'll just get to like maybe mid to late 90s or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see them watch the ball drop for the millennium or something. I don't know.
I like that. It's 1989.
But what? No, it's 87 there.
No, I'm saying in like 1989 to go to 1990. I'm just saying to keep it in the 80s. Like maybe that's their last like scene. That's my point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the best part of the whole volume 2, I thought, was the whole Murray driving the truck into
the military base.
Yeah, like because the guy really thought like, did you guys order something? No, we ain't got no deliveries coming, and when the gates open just automatically, that guy ain't know what the hell was happening. I thought that was cool. But yeah, that was probably the coolest thing of the whole volume 2 for me.
Murray is just a great character in general.
Yes.
And any scene he's in, I love him. Like, and it's like it's a couple of lines. Like it's not necessarily his scene, but he just makes it better. And that was cool. And to see that Erica helped, like it was a group effort.
I was about to say Erica. Yeah, Erica's the same way. I think.
Yeah.
They need to give Erica more to do for this finale. I thought that she was very like the only thing she really had was her countering Lucas's popcorn popping theory or whatever, and it was like we'll just do both.
Maybe spinoff. Maybe the spinoff.
I would love to see an Erica different world, maybe type of spinoff. she's in high school.
I'm like, but she's in like junior high right now. So I'm like, what is the age difference between her and Holly? Because it's Derek's older sister's in her class, but I'm like, how much, like, I don't know, they aged Holly up, so I'm like, I really don't know what the ages or grades are for these two characters.
We got to let the ages thing go, bro. It
That's why they don't even
hard.
say the ages no more. You notice?
They just
they
stop.
don't even say their own ages no more.
Yeah,
They
it's like
stop
I
at
can't.
that.
Let's not do that. It gets too confusing. It gets too, and like you just be mad if you try to put some thought behind it. And I was like, I will let it go. Yeah, I would say for that. But I love Erica. I love Erica, and she actually has far more screen time now than she did before. So like, so I think, and maybe I'm sure she'll play a critical role in the final battle. I think so.
Do you think we'll actually get Susie? Will she actually do something, or is that just wishful thinking or something like that?
Who's Susie?
Dustin's girlfriend.
Oh
no, she won't. No.
I'll be so pissed if they did because at that point,
she's post battle. Like again, that kind of like it's all over. Dustin got a woman. Like Dustin got a partner. Like everybody has a partner. Maybe they're getting together, some kind of reunion type bullshit, and that's how you acknowledge these people.
Like it in the Harry Potter, basically.
Yeah. Something like that. If they want to do the characters justice, and if we're not going to see them again, or we're not going to see them in their own spinoff or whatever, I think that's probably the easiest, the best, the most efficient way to do it. I would say.
So Will and Steve are only got. Well, I guess Jonathan now, but yeah, those are the
single ones.
Yeah.
Well, no, true. I mean, but I think if they do this, Will definitely needs to have a good happy man next to him, just that kind of looks like Mike for some reason, and we just move on. Like we need to acknowledge this. He needs to find a partner because I'm tired of this. They need to pay this off. They really need to pay this off. Yeah. I was smitten.
I'm like, there's not even a prospect of it would just be, just a face or something like that. They should at least they had years of time of writing. They could have created the
bully, the bully, the one.
Oh man.
Wouldn't that be something with like
that would be wild to be like, that's why I didn't know how to express myself.
I picked on you because I didn't know how to express myself. I'm telling you.
American Pie. What's the American Beauty?
Yeah.
That would definitely be a lead into a spinoff because then Dustin would be feeling some sort of way like how you gonna get with the guy who beat the shit out of me?
So he beat my ass.
Then he took it anyway. But I
wow, of course.
Hey, it's too easy. It's too easy of a joke. All right, what are your predictions for the finale? What do you want to see in the finale, Jamani?
This whole radio tower slinky thing or whatever. I think that would be cool. But what I hated about this particular ending was, hey, we all hold hands and then credits. I'm like, no, you gotta show me havoc happening and then give me credits and then see in volume 3 how the havoc will be resolved. Not the havoc will happen in volume 3 and then we'll have the resolution. I'm like, I think it'll be too short of amount of time to cram everything in. Especially, you got to do the whole Vecna backstory of what was in the box, a la 7 or something like that, or not 7, but it was glowing. So I guess you would say Pulp Fiction or something like that.
I like how you clarified that. I was about to say it was 7, but yeah, Pulp Fiction would be better. Yes.
So I want them to do as much as they can, even though I know that a lot of the stuff that they're probably sprinkling in these volume 2 and volume 3 is probably going to be just setups for a bunch of spinoffs that probably won't get resolved, and will probably get people to talk and get people more excited about these spinoffs coming out. But the main story itself is Vecna being killed and the children's being freed from the psychic Pied Piper or whatever you want to call him. But I don't know. I'm like, I think maybe instead of Hopper dying, maybe 11 will give up her life to save everybody or something.
I agree. I like that better. I do like that, but especially when she's right now, she is committing to the idea of staying in the other planet. Like right now, she's like, okay, we will stay on the bridge and we'll let everybody else go. She's somewhat committed to that. So to the extent that she's like, no, for real, like it's me. Like I have to take me out of the equation to keep you safe, Mike, and da 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 da. Maybe Mike said, let's get really crazy with it. She takes over the other world and creates that waterfall that they're going to be in. And like,
no, yeah, I was gonna say she could become the Loki. I was about to say make her Loki. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you gotta explain that. You gotta explain that, of course. Like what? Like she can't control all. You know, I'm saying like if she like he controlled all time and all space. I'm talking about like she terraforms the planet into a world that she can stay in and Kaylee can stay in and Mike wants to stay in, like that thing, not all time and space, but like she makes
I mean like she becomes I'm just saying she's stuck in the other world. Maybe her powers expand to the point where like she can affect the other world and she essentially becomes like a Mother Nature thing.
Yeah, I mean that would be
she watches them like Loki watches the universe and stuff. That's what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
So she's not necessarily dead, but she's still like overwatching them.
Yes.
No, what was it? I can't remember. I saw something that was along the lines of this, but she creates a place like the Upside Down or something like that, where all of the, you know, Max and Will and Mike and all of them can come and visit her or whatever, and it's a place in their mind and their memories, and they can make new memories and stuff like that. And like, you know, like basically she's, you know, away from everybody like how Vecna is, but they can go and visit her or whatever there. And then that, but it's only when they're in Hawkins or whatever, because that's like the bubble, so to say. But yeah,
all right, I like that. I like that, Joanne. I like that. Or maybe something to that level. Like it can't just be Vecna gone, you know, and she rides off into the sunset with Mike. Like that would be kind of weak after all this. And what happens to Will, and does he keep his AKA power, or again, is it really just circumstantial, you know, basically?
What happens to the pregnant women?
Oh, they're all dead. No, she said that. Kaylee said that. She said the blood was killing the mothers and the unborn children. So we have to assume they're all dead. Okay. I thought the same thing until I watched it again. But she said they're all dying, which is why 11 is so important.
And who, like, where are they getting these pregnant women or whatever? Like
now we're getting into who pays bills, Jamani. Like I mean, I hear you, but like they're not gonna go through all that. So it's just weird that they all failed. Like it just, I mean, so you should get at least one of them made it, and they don't have to be evil, but there's another version out there, like it's like their weapon, their 11, you know, or something. I mean, but you know. But somehow she's kept on losing when it comes to her blood. I don't know. Also, let's be real. 11 has bled over the last 4 seasons. So if we could take this to like Secret Invasion, to be like they took her blood, analyzed it, synthesized it, and created someone. That's what they should have did. Because every 5 seconds. Like
she's always wiping it with her hand. You would think that after 5 seasons she would carry a handkerchief or something around.
Something. But I'm saying like that would be the next logical step in this process. That if it's all blood related and it all started with Henry and Papa knew it from the beginning, he would take her blood and make another one. Like even then. I mean, but again, they just thought of this right now, so they're trying to write this story. But that's what he would have did if she's the only one that got to Henry's level.
But I'm like, they're trying to reverse engineer this whole thing. Why don't they just get the government case and just show it to people and And then everybody has the powers.
This is what happens when you start adding shit at the end of a show. Then you start going, but wait a minute, y'all created the stuff that created Henry, that created 11, and this doesn't make. And what does that have to do with the exotic matter? Like, you were creating a fucking wormhole, and you're like, let's just focus on these kids. Let's focus on the wormhole. Like there's creatures up there. Like, what?
This is how I feel about From. This is
like, none of it.
Why do I care about a damn tree? Why?
Like, we got much bigger shit to deal with. We got a planet we could be exploring, and like it's like there. It doesn't make any. You're focusing on the shepherd and not the sheep. Like, if Henry brought these things and the mind flare to Earth, let's go to that other planet and figure out what we can do there. That's where they should be, and Henry should be like. We need to figure out Henry and Vecna, or Henry, really. But no, they're just, I don't know.
Will Volume 3 cause the end of the Cold War? And, you know, because we've dealt with Russia before and all this type of stuff.
Oh my God. They're going to do Welcome to Derry and not even know it. We need Henry and the Mind Flare to keep the Russians and everybody at bay. It is the 80s. Yeah. It is the 80s. It is the Red Scare. Like, they could not know it. Maybe, I mean, you know, I don't know.
Because I'm saying it's 87, and what does the wall come down in 89? And you were talking about doing the fast forward to 89 or whatever.
89,
the wall will come down and everything like that.
I mean, they could do all that kind of stuff. But no, true. I got company. So, Chris, any final words for this review? I do got to go.
Yeah, no, I think the finale is kind of similar to what we were all saying as far as who thinks going to die. I mean, I think Hopper's going to die, but it will be kind of interesting if they make it if it was at the end of season 2, where maybe they make it look like 11 did die, and then all of a sudden Mike or Hopper leaves out like some Oreos or like her favorite food or whatever, and we see like maybe it was like bit in half, and then it just fades to black. You know what I mean? That would be a good ending to make it look like, you know what I mean? To be like, Hopper, it's like you're not safe. It's like, no. And then all of a sudden pans to a half-eaten food. You know what I mean? So that'd be kind of cool. You know, so yeah, I don't know. There's so many questions I have that I'm hoping it will be answered with this final episode. Just don't know if it will. That they need to do a flash forward. They just need to have a flash forward, or else.
It's too many holes. It's too many holes, man. Questions that they're not going to be solved unless you do that Harry Potter moment of like, you know, boom, boom, boom. They're all
it just has to be, you know, unless they try to make it into lead into the new kids or whatever with the spinoffs or whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe that it would also ends with it happening again, and then now the kid, like maybe the Duffer, like we find out ironically enough that Duffy Brothers was already secretly filming a new season with the new kids or whatever, you know what I mean? Or something, who knows? So but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's a little bit better than this volume. I was kind of disappointed with this current volume myself. It wasn't bad. I mean, just I guess my expectations were a little bit high. So we'll find out, and we'll let you know in the new year. So yeah, is this our last review for 2025?
Yeah. This is
oh,
it.
My goodness, man. Well, all right. Well, let me just say this: 2025 has been a real one, starting in January. I won't say what particular date in January, but man, starting that date, whew, I didn't even know I was still gonna have a job. So, but yeah, I'm glad that I'm still here with you guys, and you know, thankful for my family. Thankful for my son and my newborn son as well. So. You know, so yeah, and I will see y'all in 2026, y'all. Till then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, man. See you next year, as they say.
See you next year.
Oh, my bad. No. Okay, bye. I was like fucking with him at this point. All right, mine's going too. All right, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us for this year. 2025 was a great year, and real quick, plot holes. It's a lot of them. Every show has them. I'm sure I know why that was. The Duffer Brothers thought of this while they were high on drugs. It was the 80s, baby. Everybody was on drugs in the 80s. Why there's no cocaine in this series? It got to be cocaine. Anyway, thank you so much for 2025. Thank you much for being part of this channel and us growing. This will be one of our new videos for 2026 with a new season, with a new year. We're gonna try to do some new stuff with the channel. And again, you're gonna be along on this journey. It's been a great year, and as Chris said, I'm just happy to still be here in many ways. Please put in the comments anything else you want us to review. We will finish this on the weekend, so it's going to be Power, Stranger Things, Roof Man. I think Jamani wants to do Roof Man. We're going to do, so that's at least 3. I feel like there's something else, but anyway, we got plenty. And 2026, we got 2 more Power shows to review. Yay. The Oval, we're gonna say goodbye to the Oval. Stacy and I will be doing the last 2 episodes of the Oval, so we got that. All the Queen's Men, I'm sure we'll be back next year. Landman season 2 we will do next year. So Wonder Man. Let's look at that. Let's not commit. Let's look at that and we will discuss it. But we'll try to give Halle Berry's new movie coming out in January with Chris Hemsworth. I want to check that one out. It looks pretty good. But truly, have a great evening. Have a great safe New Year. And we'll see you on Saturday.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoyed the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this. Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go ahead?
Oh shit.
Casey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.